There we go, boys and girls, we're ready. I'm recording the voice down here and the video just there, so I'm going to have to do one of them just to sync it up. I think that's what people do anyway. So for the 1%, maybe even less, of people who haven't come from my social media, my name's Warner, and over the past 6 months, I've been through a little bit of a transformation in terms of my body shape. And I wanted to start this YouTube channel to kind of share everything that I've learned so far, but then going on from this, help everybody who, like me at the very beginning, was struggling to make sure that they're making the best out of their time in the gym and their efforts in the gym, and overall get closer to achieving that body type that they would like. So I'm just going to spend this video just introducing myself, explaining about my fitness journey so far, and then in future videos I'll be sure to cover things like nutrition and your macros, workout plans, meal examples, etc, and anything else that you might find interesting. Please put it in the comments and I will make sure to try and do my best to put a video together to explain it best for you. So I'm going to start off by rewinding about 4 years. My older brother had always been in the gym and he started to get a really good physique, and he always used to slate me about how skinny I was. I'm a naturally very skinny guy. Obviously he was just trying to motivate me, but honestly, it never worked. I then was told by one of my friends that I should get into modeling, but all I could see around me were models with massive muscles filling out t-shirts, so I realized that's probably about the time that I should start training. So I joined a gym, had no idea what to do, was too intimidated to go with my brother because him and his mates were a lot bigger, so I kind of just figured it out on my own and managed to make, to be fair, some pretty alright gains. It was mainly just biceps because that's pretty much all I was training. Anyway, as you can imagine, with not enjoying it that much at all, using cable machines all the time in this tiny little gym that I had near me, I ended up falling out of love with it and just leaving pretty much straight after that summer had ended. Then we fast forward to the following June and I signed a contract with my first ever modeling agency. And 3 years later, having worked for some really big companies, the brands that I really wanted to work with started to book more and more muscular guys that could fill out a t-shirt and make it look a lot better. And although I was still booking okay, I knew that I could be booking a lot more. So I came back from a stag do where I'd pretty much lived off kebabs and made my stomach basically turn to mush. I watched something called Game Changers, which is a Netflix documentary, and whilst this wasn't the main reason I decided to go vegan, it definitely kind of pushed me over the edge. I've always been interested in sustainability and trying to prolong the life of the earth, and I knew that veganism was a massive way to do this. But watching Game Changers and researching in my own time different ways that veganism can help you health-wise, I decided it was the way to go, and I was actually eating a chicken sandwich whilst I was watching Game Changers, and I finished that chicken sandwich and that was the last bit of meat I've eaten. So at the beginning of March I went vegan, and then 23 days later the whole UK went into lockdown, and my younger brother, who lived in Liverpool, came down and moved in with us to be with us as a family over the lockdown period. Now, Owen had already made a massive transformation of his own. He'd been training for probably just over a year, and everybody was noticing how much he'd changed physically. And this was so inspiring for me. So when he brought down his weights, I thought, why not? And I decided to get stuck in. It was really, really useful to have him there because he was able to show me what to do, and for the most part, I was just copying him. And even 2 months later, when he moved back up to Liverpool, I realized how much I'd been copying him because I was left to my own devices, and my devices weren't very good. And I could definitely tell this because I started really plateauing, not only in the weights that I was lifting, but also the gains that I was making. And then gyms opened and I was so excited. So I started to make a little bit more progress, but again, I was plateauing quite a lot. And so I was trying to find what I was missing. And that is when I realized the phrase I'd heard all the time, gains are made in the kitchen, was actually a true statement. So I started looking into it properly, and although there wasn't loads around for vegans, I was able to mix up my diet a little bit. And using the knowledge of how different macros interacted with your muscle growth, I was able to apply that with my knowledge of the macros that vegan food had. And this is where things started to really change for me. I'm going to put in some comparison photos of when I'd started training to when gyms opened, and then from when gyms opened to now. So that brings me to where we are now, and I've learned so much over the past 6 months, and I'm continuing to learn and really enjoying learning. And so what I want to do with this channel is keep sharing that knowledge and help anybody who, like me, maybe struggles to put on muscle, maybe you're struggling to drop body fat, maybe it's that you're wanting to mix up your training a little bit more, Or maybe it's that you're vegan and you have no idea how to eat optimally for muscle growth. Anyway, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it here. This was my skinny to muscular transformation video. If you have enjoyed, or if you think you're gonna find value in the stuff that I bring in the future, please do subscribe. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.